Perfect.
Looks good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hello. There we go. It took mine a second to catch up there, Carl, but I'm good now.
Yeah, did me too.
Yeah.
Growing
Need to
pains.
update a little bit. Yeah. Learning and growing. Here we go, right?
So another live stream Monday, right?
Oh yeah. All in good fun. All in good fun. Well, I guess quick update time before we bring our special guest on. We got Second Shed Reptiles. Miss Maddie's going to pop on with us and chat some things. But updates from Void Century, at least. No changes. We're just holding down the fort. We're gaming and planning and window shopping like crazy. That's what we get to do.
Yeah. It's really about the same here on coast. I'm gonna refresh some humidity here tonight and probably pair Wednesday or Thursday, and then after I bring them out of the box, feed everybody. So that's about where we're at. Anybody who refuses locks from this point on and refuses food, I'm going to consider about ready to lay. I mean, that's about where we're at, man. We got a bunch of big snakes that seem like they're nesting up, and a bunch of them in the front of the box, like starting to get swole.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's awesome. Looks like we may be having some IG issues. So, hey, just a heads up, everybody. We might need you guys to pop over to YouTube for hit the bell. Let's go. Yeah, there's Nick popping in through YouTube. So our YouTube comments are popping in, but it looks like we're not popping in through IG yet. So something might be a little broken. Maybe.
Let's see. Let me pop over. No, I'm seeing comments. So
you are? Okay.
Yeah, you got to click over to your IG there. I'm seeing comments on my IG. If you guys will be able to see the YouTube comments. Comments on my IG. Yeah, you may want to hop over to IG if you want to talk with everybody. Or sorry, hop over to YouTube if you want to talk with everybody in that chat there. You'll be able to see their comments, but they won't be able to see yours if you're on IG.
Gotcha. Yeah. I just popped up IG on the personal. That way we can. Yeah. Perfect. Cool. Well, yeah, we got a little growing pains, but we're getting through it. trying to figure this all out. Trying to line it all up and get it all going. But we appreciate you guys being here and everything. And we will get ready to pull on our guest for the evening. Let her do a kind of little soapbox tour, giving everybody a what's up and a shout out and telling everybody who she is and what she's about. So, yeah.
Oh, hi.
Cool. All right. What's up, Maddie? How you doing?
Pretty good.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to turn the floor over to you for you just kind of stand up there and tell everybody what you're about, who you are, everything like that. So.
All right. Hi, I'm Maddie. I do Second Shed Reptiles. I do it alongside my partner and my daughter. Right now, this would be my first year breeding. Kind of got a few plans laid out for now. Don't know what I want to do yet for breeding and rescuing standstill. But overall, I'm doing pretty good. I live in Florida, so we just got the unnecessary snow down here that you guys can have. You guys can have. I don't want it. Okay. I don't want it. Then again, the iguanas it's raining iguanas down here, so
Yeah, I've seen some videos about that stuff. There's people like putting them in the backs of their trucks and like hundreds of iguanas in the backs of their trucks and stuff. So
yeah, did you see the guy with the iguana blanket? He was covered up with iguanas in the parking lot laying them.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, FWC actually let people start picking them up and keeping them and then dropping them off with FWC so they can, they're invasive down here. So that's why everyone started picking them up and then just giving them the FWC. There was a video online that I seen. It's like, you know what you can do with a sleeping iguana? Make iguana tacos. That sounds so good. I don't know.
I've heard people eat them. I don't know.
Yeah. Down in the southern, like South America area and stuff like that. Yeah.
But
I don't know. Hard telling. That might become the new thing. People do eat alligators, so they might jump over to iguanas. You never know.
Oh yeah. Alligator tail's pretty good. I mainly have ball pythons, a hognose. I can't have any of the cool stuff. You guys have the cool stuff. You get retics, you get berms, you get berm balls, you get all the crazy stuff. We can't have that. We can't have that.
I mean, but you live in like primo territory for any type of reptile to be invasive, like immediately become invasive.
Pretty much. Like we see, like for example, hognoses. We see hognoses outside. We see Burmese. Burmese is there's so many of them. Let's see. If you're lucky, you can get a wild boa constrictor as well, and you keep it as a pet. Just a lot. I think I've seen a couple retics down here, but not a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, they said Third Coast said chameleons. Chameleons are like anytime you see like those videos or like little shorts or something, the Yoink guy or whatever his name is, he'll just snatch chameleons out of the trees and stuff. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
So
he's got more balls than me. I don't want to mess with them stiff.
I don't know. He scratches alligators on the head and stuff. He sounds like a cool dude. I would be very interested in meeting him.
Yeah. So what I know you've been back and forth on some different ball pythons and morphs and stuff. What are you leaning towards right now?
Right now, I'm leaning towards more of the Suma complex. I really like dark morphs, and then I just like the way they look. In the beginning I was doing DG clowns. I still can do DG clowns, and then I like the way they look, and then I wanted to do something darker, more complex. So I actually just got 2 pairs of mahogany double het albino clowns, which they're both shed tested, and they're 100% 50% het clown, so we'll probably prove that out. It's just that for now. This is a good starting point for me, and then maybe along down the road, I really like Stranger, I really like Confusion, I like Hurricane, I like Pied. I've seen Suma Pieds. They're so pretty. And I love
anything but a Suma. I'm dark side all day long, but anything but a Suma Pied. Come on now. Let's start playing with some other stuff on the dark side of stuff. Come on. GHI. You go GHI Mojave Pied. That'd be killer. You could go blackhead, black pastel Pied. That'd be wicked too. All these other dark traits.
Yeah, I was looking at blackhead, and that's something I do not have, and I was like, I really like that. I love it. What is it? What else? What else did I like? I like TSK. I love TSK. I love VPI. Just Super Mahogany just spoke out more to me. Definitely want, like you said, solid black. I love it. But I like dark and busy. So if we can get like a complex that's dark, a little bit of light, for example, GHI, to enhance them patterns on the side, along being a dark gene, maybe putting Hurricane, maybe putting Confusion, Scrambler. I mean, add that complex back and forth to each other. That's I like very busy. I like a very busy
Yeah,
snake. It looks
yeah.
awesome to me. It looks awesome to me.
All right, let's shoot this route. Let's bring back some old school stuff. Don't chase the new trends, because the new trends are phenomenal. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I find them fascinating. You know, monsoon, this, that, and the other. They're great. Everybody's chasing that new trend. Get to some
Right.
old school classic stuff that nobody's messing with anymore. That's the way to go. That's the way to set yourself apart. Oh, look, Carl's already pulled out snake and tail right there already. Boom. First shot. All right. We'll throw it over to you, Carl. What do you got? What we got?
Super simple combination, right? So we got black pastel, Mojave, fire, and it's double het clown pied. Clean belly.
Got its ringer.
I don't know if you
got its ringer.
Got its ringer up here. And it's busy but simple all at once.
Right.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Look at that right there. Just the way that it draws out that dorsal is wicked. But that's
a super simple snake.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a good building block. You take something like this, mix in your Confusion, your acid, Hurricane, you know, something like that to give it more depth, more complexity, blow out that side some.
Like cinnamon. Just saying, Cindy does that too.
I do like Cindy.
Yeah. Especially like Cindy het pied stuff looks really good. Just saying, you got that het pied influx. I'm just, just you throw ideals out. I could throw a dark morph out all day long, just one after another, just boom, boom, boom. But that's the direction I'm taking with my collection too. Is dark, and then also G stripe stuff, because I want to work them heavy and hard both directions. So, but
yeah.
I did have a question.
So
what is some of your goals for this year, 2026? We're still early in the year. What are some goals you have set forth for yourself that you would like to see yourself achieve when it comes to second shed reptiles?
Expanding, we've been really debating back and forth because we have our house. We have different rooms for quarantine. We would like, especially this year, to have a separate building for all of our animals. That's a big goal. We've been planning it for a long time. We've been saving. It's going to take us $5,000 to $6,000 at least. Just to have a really good starting point, like a budget on what we want to do. We want to make sure it's all climate control. That's number one. We want to have more space so we can have the amount of snakes that, we can produce, and all that. And also another goal is to get more snakes. I want to get more snakes this year. Another goal is I want to breed this year. This was main goal. But then again, I want to have the knowledge and everything I need before I even start doing that. So this year, this goal, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go back to Daytona. I'm going to go to vendors and ask them questions. I even said it in another podcast a while back. I'm going to go. I have a book of notes right here. Ask them a whole bunch of questions. If I have, I'm still new. I've only been in reptiles in 2.5 years. I still have a lot of questions. I definitely want to work towards making sure all of, health testing, work towards all that, make sure they're all 100% shed test. Man, this is a really difficult one because there's so much I want to do at one point, but I can't. And another goal, I need to learn to be patient. I, some me, I like to jump the gun a lot and say, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this." But realistically, am I prepared for it? No. Have I done research on it and learned how to do it or some sorts like that? No. I really need to take a step back and figure out like what exactly do I want to do? What exactly do I need to do it? And then what the questions I need to ask and able to achieve it. That's my main goal. I want to make sure I can do it correctly, safely, and for the sake of the animals and myself. And like, I enjoy it. But I want to make sure I'm doing it correct.
Yeah, I'd like to say that. I mean, the finding the focus is where a lot of breeders either they'll level up or they'll spiral out into, oh, that's a pretty morph, I gotta have it. You know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
important. And I think everybody has been guilty of it that's been in this for any amount of time, for at least a little bit. Everybody's like, oh, well, I gotta have that. That's awesome. Oh, but what about this? I can make those. If I just have one more snake, I can make these too,
Right.
and that's kind of a hard thing to fight. And I always tell everybody have a clear goal of what you're wanting to make before you purchase or pair anything up.
Right.
Because you got to ask yourself, okay, what am I trying to produce? Okay, what's the end goal, right? And then this pairing that I have right in front of me, what does this clutch do to move me towards that goal? Those are some of the things that are even more reinforced in my mind now, as opposed to when I first started.
Right. And also, some of these projects that everybody has, it takes some years to even plan it, to go in the direction. I'm gonna shout out Inky Clouds, Diomi. She for the tri-stripe, the Desert Ghost tri-stripe she 3 years off of 3 years off of 3 years to create a visual. That's a lot of time and effort and and the amount and also the education plays a role, in the market or how there's new keepers wanting to enter the hobby without rushing, cutting corners, or, some of them buy a lot at once and then they're burning out financially. That's another thing. But I wanted to point out Diomi, she, you work hard, plan ahead, 3 years ahead, and she only hit one visual, which is breathtaking, and she hit a goal. It took her a couple years to do it, but she hit a goal. And I applaud her for that. That took hard work and dedication.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Absolutely. And, I mean, there are certain things you can do in pairings to increase your odds. But when you've got multiple incomplete dominants at play and you're searching for this certain combo, it's still hard to obtain sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes you got to break it down to basics just to move forward and then start to expand. So
right.
with the, and that's when you play the recessive game. A lot of the recessive stuff, you hope that it carries over, right? So you get 2 visual codom, het this, het that, right? But you're shooting in the wind a lot of times on the hets until you shed test.
Right.
It makes it a lot easier now that we have the shed test option, because you get to advance your projects faster, right? You can, hey, I'm gonna throw a shed test on this clutch because I think majority of them could be double head. Sorry, I got asked if I wanted anything for dinner. I'm good. we got to get this taken care of. I knew that was coming. I was waiting. I was hoping she was going to ask before I started, but she's like coming in afterwards. But yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Shed testing definitely does help speed the process.
Right.
I'm not opposed to the ideal, but right now I'm playing in a shallow pool with only so many traits playing factor right now. Like I don't have stuff that's, 6-7 traits all present in one snake. I'm a couple of codoms maybe with one het. I'm single gene with a het and a pos het, kind of thing. So I'm playing in a very shallow pool of when I put them together, I can be a little bit more slow and I can do it the long way. And because this is not any way, I'm not looking to make money. I just want to play. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy it. I want to grow my knowledge of ball pythons because that's fascinating to me. I love animals. I've loved animals since I could probably toddle around. I've loved animals. So this is just, this is feeding that little kid's brain like crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Another important thing I think is, and it's hard to do because you got to think too, like you were saying earlier, Maddie, you plan out in 3 years and 3 years and 3 years. When you're planning a season that you're working on right now, you've got to visualize 2 to 3 years and even sometimes 6 or 10 years in the future. If I pair these two, what are my odds for one on the pairing? Because it can be a head-to-head, or it can be a visual-to-head, or it can be two visuals and loaded with codoms or not, right?
Right.
What will the babies come out as? What were they, how long will it take for them to mature? So that's got to be part of your plan, And even then it's kind of a window. Some males are ready their second winter, right now, and some will lock right now. Some males it's a little slower. Some females, man, 2.5 years and they're ready to rock. Some of them you might not get a lock out of them for, after 8 years. You know what I mean? So it's a little variable there. But when you make the pairings, what will the offspring do for me? Will they actually fit my breeding plans going forward? Or am I just producing snakes? Those are kind of the things that drive my thought process now. Granted, some of the projects that I'm in right now, I am absolutely forced to make my own hets or use hets to begin the project because the visual snakes are way too out of my price range, and that's just the real of it. I'm not the $25,000 snake type of fella,
Not yet. Not yet. Keyword is not yet. You ain't got there yet.
Right.
You get there.
Right. And the other big thing is avoiding impulse purchases. I can't even English today.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's a big one. And it goes back to what I was talking about before. A lot of breeders, either when they have focus, they level up or they lose focus and they spiral out into, oh, that's a pretty snake, I gotta have it. So you got to be really critical moving forward as you advance on, okay, is this a cool snake or does it fit my plan?
Right.
Yeah. How much does this snake advance my project? Is it absolutely dire to the project? Would it be the best snake for the project? You know, how many steps back? And okay, say this has got 5 genes and fire's one of them, right? And you don't want fire into that project. Do you have to work backwards to get that out? You know, how much is that going to cost you in time and pairings? You know, those are kind of things you have to consider.
Right.
We got another question.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So kind of piggybacking off of your planning for the future thing. So just ballpark it, vision in your head. Where do you want to see yourself, say, 2 years from now?
Vending at a show.
Okay. Are you shooting local show? Or are you talking like any RBC? Are you shooting for the moon, or you want to shoot local to start?
Local
Okay.
to start.
Okay.
So, you know, walking around, you know, for example, Daytona, it's fascinating. You know, there's so many people coming to support you, coming to your table, ask you questions. It's definitely a cool goal to work towards. So we're gonna try. And yeah, I just want to be a successful, you know, business owner. And then yeah.
Okay. What is it? Well, okay. Piggyback off that idea. What does success look like to you? Because success looks different to everybody. You know, when you say you want to be a successful business owner, what in your eyes classifies that?
I would want a better system, like whole system, quarantine, husbandry standards, my whole structure, record keeping, just the whole nine. Yep, the whole 9 yards.
Tried and true, right here.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
Yep. Just stay on track. You know, just long term.
Yeah.
Just.
For sure. That's awesome. I just, like you said, keep your focus. Keep your focus. Don't get, you know, discouraged just because things may not be going right for you in that one moment, because it's not permanent. You know, the best of things come from a little bit of adversity. You know, you're up against it, you keep pushing, and you're better for it because you learned a lesson. You can push to better, you know, better serve yourself, better serve your animals. You know, I'll be the first one to admit, you know, Void Century Serpents stemmed from a previous partnership under a different venture. So I was in a very adverse place previously, and it led to this. It led to the emergence of the Monday live streams, you know, between me and Carl, because me and him spend a lot of time talking on the phone and communicating, and I would have never in a million years would have thought that I would have found the network of people that have my back the way that I have. And, you know, given all that adversity that I went through, I'm now in a better place for it, you know? So don't ever feel, you know, like you don't have people in your corner, because there's always somebody that's got your back. There's always somebody, like, if you're like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, I just need some help, reaching out, never go wrong.
Yeah. And to kind of piggyback off what John said there, it's important not to be an asshole, what I call it, asshole. You know, somebody who always asks for advice and never follows it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that being said, yeah, everybody makes mistakes when they're first starting out, and even people that have been in the game for a while kind of goofs up sometimes, and they learn something. You know, and I've talked to some more higher end breeders and taken their advice and kind of put the spin on it and applied it for what I see going on here, and it's worked great for me so far. but I've also talked to them and talked through different issues that I've had, and I've thrown my ideas at them, and they're like, you know what? I think I might try that. So don't ever think that, you know, you're the smallest person in the room, because 9 times out of 10, when you're talking to people a lot, you'll end up teaching them something too, you know, some little tidbit that you've learned. Um, I consider myself a full time student when it comes to this. I am not a professional whatsoever, by no means. And anybody who's been around for a while knows that I've not been in this the breeding aspect on my own very long, really. Um, so I try to stay as humble as possible as far as that goes, and always view things as teachable or learnable moments. You know.
Yep.
So we've talked a little bit about your goals and what success looks like to you. Um, other than just the animals, right? Uh, what kind of equipment and what kind of a setup do those goals speak to? Like what are you shooting for there?
Ooh, that's
Good
an
one,
easy.
huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. I really want to work towards better racks.
Mhm.
What are the new ones they just came out with? The one from the China one, the solid black one. That I would love. I mean, I already have a good incubator. Thanks, Nick. I got that from him last year. Um, I would love to, get like a setup like you guys have. Look at there. So awesome.
Oh,
Yes.
ARS
Alright.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of VE setups, but
Okay.
I definitely
VE setups are good. They
yeah.
do a good job with humidity. Sometimes you actually gotta like drive them out because they do so good with humidity.
Yeah.
So you gotta you gotta play the game a little bit. But yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I for rack's sake, I really want to get something a little bit more sturdy. Definitely, wider and then a little bit longer. I just like, and also I would like something on wheels because I cannot be carrying these racks no more without the wheels on the bottom. So,
Yeah. Casters
um,
or die for.
oh yeah, oh yeah, love them, love them. Now I will say, tearing this thing down and relocating it in your house, nightmare. It's a nightmare because this is the OG 7030. This is the all metal. It's not got the plastic rails or
Jeez.
nothing. This thing
Right.
is heavy and a pain in the butt. But because of all that snow that we had, I couldn't keep them where I had them at. I had to bring them in the house. And oh my goodness, you're talking 6 hours moving this thing, cleaning it, tearing it down. Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
that one right there, that's where I put it together. That's where it lives.
Yeah.
I move it out to clean out from behind it and underneath of it, and when I do my spring cleaning to knock the dust off everything and polish everything up, it don't move very far.
Yep. Oh. Dirty Babe put in the comments that rack that you were talking about. It's called Matrix Repta Rack.
yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Those look. I've seen the videos. They look okay. It honestly, I hate to say it, but it looks like refrigerator crisper drawers that they put those things in.
That was kind of my take on it as well.
Honestly, the way you put it that way, I kind of
See, yeah.
it looks so easy to put together too. I think that was another
Yeah.
like if there was a rack out there, it's like so easy but yet so sturdy. Oh yeah, it's in my cart, by the way. It's in my cart.
Easy to put together. Very easy to clean if you have the right cleaning equipment. Heavy recommendation of the Temu scrapers. I'm just saying, to get the urates in the back corners. My goodness, that little thing right there saves your life. They're not expensive, and we are not by any means endorsed by the company, but whoever came up with that ideal, top tier.
Yeah. So I think it was, I can't even remember what that's for, pots and pans or something goofy.
Yeah. Huh.
But the wife saw it on Temu and showed it to me, and she's like, I think you need these. I said, I think you're right. So yeah, I've been using them. They work great. They're soft enough plastic to where they don't mar up your VE tubs, but they're hard enough to where they just blast through that urate to sometimes get stuck on the tubs. It's a dream in these tubs back here.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
with the like smooth corners, you don't have hard corners, so they're like rounded.
Right.
So you really have to kind of get in there good with something that can like point to the corner a little bit better. And those scrapers do a great job with it.
I might have to look at those.
Yeah, Temu.
Oh yeah.
Temu.
Listen, we are all for, if you can be budget friendly, be budget friendly. And for something, how did that go again? he likes the animations, you know. the talking with the hands there, Garrett. Oh yeah.
For example, get in there.
For example,
gotta get it out.
Gotta get in there, right? Yeah. That's great. But yeah, no, it's great tool to have. You can buy them in bulk. I think I bought a 6-pack of them for a couple bucks. You just gotta wait for them to show up. I mean, the hardest part is just waiting for them to get to you.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out. It seems like I have each of my reptiles have their own scrubby brush. Maybe I'm too particular, but that seems like it might work better because I use like a little scrubby brush and it has like a little thing that sticks out. You scrub, like, get the hard stuff off. But I might look into that.
Yeah, I like it. It's got a little handle. You know, put your thumb on there when you're really getting after it. You know,
if it wears out, you take your pocket knife, kind of straighten it out real good. You know.
Yeah, if it throws that burr and stops being productive, you can just shave off that edge and clean it up, and then boom, it's sharp again, ready to ride.
Yep.
So
cool.
I've whittled on that one several times. But the good thing about being hard plastic like that, you can sanitize that.
Right.
You know?
Yep. What's your preferred method for cleaning solution that you use in your tubs, Maddie?
Dawn
dish soap. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, yeah.
It's worked good for me. I don't have like that that expensive stuff, so I'm just working with what I got, and Dawn dish soap does it. I just scrub it really good. I wipe it out, and then I also have hot shots, just preventative stuff, and I have it in the pill bottles.
Yeah.
With the holes, and then I can put that in there, and voila.
Yep. Yeah. Good mite prevention for anybody that is struggling with mites.
Yes.
Hot shots. No pest strips. They're in a green package. They last a very long time. If you cut it up, it looks like a big block of cheese.
It's very hard to cut, by the way.
Yes.
It's very hard to cut.
You get some surgical scissors, it does just fine. It zip right through it, no problem.
I'm using plain knives. I'm just using plain knives. But yeah, along on the mite prevention thing, we do, like, for example, we do a lot of quarantine. You know, they stay out in the living room for about 60 to 90 days, and we do a lot of mite preventative stuff. We use the hot shot. We also do Dawn dish soaps as soon as they arrive, especially for the rescues. Whenever, we have 5 of them, and whenever we got them in November, completely covered. A guy just gave up, did not you know, he said he cleaned them and started treating them. Was not the case. A lot of things that I actually made a YouTube video about it, just for example, because there's so many people out there doesn't know. And also we use predatory mites. I don't know if y'all have used them before. A lot. A predator. Oh, you never used them before?
Never even heard of it. No.
Okay, so they're basically they're mites, but they eat snake mites. Only eat snake mites.
Okay.
You can literally pour them in there. You can get them from Nature's Good Guys, their website. Okay. And once you get them in, it's 2-day shipping, live guaranteed. And then you get like a big pack, like a big little cup. You open it up, you can pour it in there, or you can leave just dump them all out. They run around, eat all the snake mites everywhere. They'll go everywhere. Put them in your floor. Put them in your enclosure. They eat all the snake mites, all their eggs, and the larvae. And once there's no more mites, they die.
Okay. That's
a
more natural way of approaching, that. Yeah.
Yep.
You got a question there, Carl. What's the brush called on Temu? Riven.
I have my iPad, guys. Hang on. We're gonna look this up.
Miss Riven's Forge is asking. She wants to know, because that is a phenomenal tool to have.
Okay, I just checked with the wife, the Temu Master, and she said it's a car detail brush.
Car detail brush.
Yeah.
Look, see, and you would never think, like, hey, let's get a car detail brush to clean out snake tubs.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never thought that was car detail, but
I mean, maybe use the plastic scratcher to get in those little like gaps.
Yeah.
Maybe scrape it out. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Abby, they said thank you.
I think they're gonna place an order.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, listen. If we are the first, tried and true, if we can get an endorsement for the car detail brush off Temu, we're there. We've made it.
Yes.
TikTok.
Okay.
Oh Lord, I don't even have a TikTok shop, so
nope. Yeah, I tried to do where I linked my merch to the TikTok shop. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that thing's nightmarish to try to mess with that. It is.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nightmarish. I was like, oh, I can't even do this.
All right, so I found. Okay, you can get them off. Going back to the predatory mites, you can get them off of Amazon.
Okay.
It's directly linked to their website, so it's just a branch. You can get a lot. You can get 12,500 live predatory mites. You can get 20,000 or 25,000. That's a lot. And it's $21 for the 12.5, but it's like $16 delivery. That's the only
you got to pay shipping. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But sometimes we get discounts, like if we buy multiple times. But it's worked well for us. Yeah. It's not insanely evasive, especially on the new guys. I don't know what their history is. Right. I don't know what they've been through. So, we have no mites. Go figure.
I'm all for alternative methods, and that sounds like a very naturalistic method versus, everybody else that does quarantine does like Dawn dish soap soaks, you do iodine soaks, you treat, wash, scrape, wipe, all. Oh my gosh, it's nightmarish. I've dealt with the mite thing many a time myself. Oh my gosh, it's awful. awful.
Yeah. I know someone mentioned ivermectin, but ain't that like toxic for them? I looked it up. I
Probably not the
wasn't sure.
greatest thing for them to ingest.
They're saying they dose them with it, and it kills it internally. Like they dose them.
Yeah.
And
I also heard flea and tick treatment. Like if you know the weight of the snake and you can get it correlated to the oral flea and tick treatment for like cats, because cats have the oral treatment that they can take. If you can get it to correlate, they can actually take it down with a meal and it'll do it.
Oh wow! I think it was Frontline. I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah, Third Coast said ivermectin's for everybody.
Okay. I also I kind of use a couple drops of ivermectin every now and then, but I don't spray it on the animals. I spray it in the enclosure, kind of like a what you want to call it, kind of like a prevenamite type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it leave like kind of a milky stain on stuff?
Not really.
I treat my breeder rats.
Yeah, I was gonna say you treat
rodents
on
the size of 1 or 2 drops right on the back of the neck. They don't have any fleas or parasites.
Right.
And we do that every 6 months.
Yeah. Ever since I started that, everything's been cleaner. I like my stuff clean. I'm crazy when it comes to like making sure all my guys have fresh water, we kind of gave up on the substrate. That's no. So we do just paper towels for now, especially for the quarantine. So we can send that fecal sample and get it tested, make sure they don't have crap or anything like that. Just want to be safe than sorry. Make sure everything is clean.
That's smart. That's smart for Yep. For the quarantine aspect of things, yeah.
Big on the RAL strips or RAL swabs.
Yes. Yes. And then we have a specific lab down here that we can literally put their poop and urinate in a baggie and ship it. And you have to fill out this little form that you have to print out. And you have to mark whatever you want to get tested for. And then you send it with it. Cool. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff that's so scientific. I had to look it up or ask somebody that's done it before. Whenever I started doing that, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it also helps the process.
Right.
Avoidant care is still good quality care. You're being proactive. Proactive prevention is going to be a big one for a lot of things.
Yep. 100%. So yeah, all of our guys has fecal samples, not samples, but fecal test. No parasites, no wormies.
Good.
I call them so. Yeah, we don't want that. But other than that, I'm very, very happy with how everything's going so far. No more mites, no more issues.
Yep. I've had to deal with them 3 times myself, and thank God they were all caught in quarantine and handled in quarantine because.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that last time you did, I did too. We were simultaneous. Yeah. That was rough. That was rough.
I
think, see. They stayed in their own little rack in their own little hidey hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit, my fourth snake, she was the first one I bought off a morph market. She was just a regular pinstripe. I fell in love with her. And this was even before I even thought about, quarantine. This was when I just started. And I made a mistake. I put her right next to all of my other reptiles. All near. Did not inspect her like I was supposed to. Didn't put her on paper towels. Didn't quarantine her. Guess what?
Your whole collection had mites in a matter of a week. I guarantee it's just, yeah. That's what it sounds like.
It was bad. That was probably the worst breakout. Even though I only had like 4, that's still a lot of cleaning every single day for 14 days. That's a lot.
And that's just hoping that 14-day cycle gets it right the first time around.
Right.
You know, because if you miss even the slightest bit, you're running that cycle all over again.
Yes. So. Yes. I think it took us about a month to 2 months of consistency. They just kept coming back. But now I know, that's not going to happen no more. No way. Just to make sure, I want to make sure they're safe, healthy.
Yeah,
there's a
strict
issue.
Quarantine around here. Absolutely strict quarantine around here. I don't care who it comes from. You can be my best friend. I'm still going to quarantine that snake.
Right.
And it's going to sit in observation. 99% of the time, it gets a Rouse strip or a Rouse swab and sent off anyway. There's been a couple that I've let sit extra long in quarantine that I didn't strip right away or swab right away, just because I knew they would be in quarantine for quite a while and not put in gin pop. So,
Nobody enters this guy for quite a while. They got to sit and marinate good. Not to mention this is for all big stinks. This is anything over 700 gram in my house goes in here. Everything else is kept in another rack elsewhere. So I don't keep nothing small over here, but that's just for sake of like it being too much. You know, you give a 200 gram hatchling a 70-30, they might not be able to find the heat source good. So
well, that and they're overwhelmed, too big of a space. You got to worry about hides and clutter inside the tub and everything else just to make them get on food a lot of times. They like their little tight hidey holes.
Any way they can get kind of real tight and like hide like up next to the water dish or something like that. That's just seems to be where they thrive at a lot of times. So
I'm big on using hides if I have even the inkling of a feeding issue or something like that, or I could tell the snake is a little too uncomfortable. I'll chuck a hide in there. I've got dozens of them extra, you know.
Right.
Yep. That's
I have a bulk box from Reptile Basics.
Yeah. Eventually, whenever the 3D printer gets back rolling, you know, you can always 3D print some stuff. You know, that's always a valid option.
I need to get some 3D stuff printed. I need to get like the little cup holders for water bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have snakes that keep dumping them. Yes, especially the females right now. The mahogany female, your Carl, your 2 females, they're bull wrapping, and they love the dump.
So they come out of this rack here. Both of them were in this rack. And this is the tub with the built-in water
molded.
Dish. Yeah. So we put I got some over here, these little deli cups in them.
Okay.
Just put that in there and then pull it out when it's time to change the water.
I tried. Okay, so I was supposed to get. I have ones with built-in, like the water things, but it's a little too long for their size. But once I have them in a rack. It's just I don't have the thing in the middle. Can I like super glue one down?
Yeah, right there. Riven George's wife just said it. They bought PVC cap ends, like the cap ends, and they hot glued them to the bottom of the tub, and then they just sat their cup in it. And that's a good way to be preventative of them getting knocked over, because if they can't tip at the base of the cup, you're getting the clear. And I was going to recommend the PVC, just cut PVC pipe down to like the height of the cup. That way it sits down because it's harder for them to tip that over.
Right.
The way it sits.
Okay. Yeah, I'll order those tonight. And I'll send you a hot glue gun as well.
There's 100 different things. Like I'm big on, so I've got the VE6s, right? And I go to the dollar store and I'll buy
too. Dog food bowls.
These little pet bowls.
Oh, yeah.
They're wide base and they can't tip them over. They can splash the water out of them, but they can't tip them over.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me the bottom one. Give me the bottom one.
Show them a picture of Cersei sucking her.
Yeah. So for the big breeder girls, I've noticed they like to get in the water a lot of times when they're growing follicles. So we'll use these bigger bowls here for the Super 70 rack. But when they get to cramming their big self in here, I went to the dollar store and got an oil pan.
It works. It works.
They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
They'll I mean, you just put like that much water in it. You don't have to fill it all the way up. And they'll get in there and they'll cool themselves inside of that water.
Yeah.
And it works great. It gives them just enough for them to get a good soak on. And like they'll start out bowl wrapping, but inevitably when they're building follicles, they always end up piling themselves in that dish. And they look like, I don't know, a football on a tee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
There's good alternatives. The thing that I saw, somebody was just trying to say, hey, if you're looking for a simple ball python setup, you want something that's dual purpose, right? It assists with shed and it's good for them to soak in. If you have an enclosure, right? You know how those rock water dishes and like even more naturalistic looks or whatever are very expensive. Do painter trays, like one of the harder plastic molded painter trays. The grooves on that painter tray are going to help give them friction to rub against, and it helps them shed out. Actually, it's a good alternative if you have enclosure style setups. You know, now not everybody has that. Obviously, we do racks and stuff.
I don't like those naturalistic looking water dishes because they're very porous.
Yeah,
and they're hard to clean. And you know, I've even seen them where they get hairline cracks, and then you shake them, and they still got water in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Right.
It's the resin. I hate the resin.
Yeah. Well, even to the ones that are carved out of the stone. Sometimes the stone that they use to carve it, over time, that protective layer that they put on it wears out. So then the rock becomes real porous and it just sucks all the water in. And then you're like, I just filled that up. How's it already? How's it already gone? Yeah, that's a big one. Oh, look right there. G. Paul's wife said she's making a trip to Lowe's for painter trays. Nice. Yeah, I mean, you see, and that's the thing. YouTube, Google, like, has been my best friend as I've been in the industry. I've talking, communicating, and just researching, and I will get down a rabbit hole so deep, and then be like, oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've learned so much.
That's why I'm so grateful that I stumbled upon these water dishes for the dog bowls. Like, and I pick them up. I got blue, gray, pink, whatever. They even got some turquoise ones there. But I'll take they got little rubber feet. I don't know if you can see that hole right there, but they got little rubber feet in there. I pop that out because I don't need the rubber feet. And they cannot tip these over. They'll lay in them. They'll splash water out of them sometimes, but it's not as bad as if they're tipping them over.
Right.
So big on the dog bowls, dollar store dog bowls.
Okay, let me see if I got another question here wrote down. I know we kind of ran through a lot of them.
There you go. Here's a good question. If you could choose one recessive gene for you to work with and you had unlimited money, what would it be?
Sorry, my partner came in here. Now he's
There.
embarrassing me.
I'll pull that back up. If you could choose one recessive gene for you to work with and you had unlimited amount of money, what would it be?
Recessives? That's a hard one. That's a good question, though. Is Ultramel?
Yeah, it's recessive. Yeah.
I really like. I would love Ultramel.
So you're team Ultramel.
I love the balance. It's so balancing, especially like if you combine Orange Dream and Ultramel, it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Go ahead and sprinkle in a layer here. Cypress. Just add a layer of cypress in there just to crisp it all up. All day. all day. All day.
So I'm team Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but I was talking about on a live how I'd like to get into Monarch, and John from Mission Morph said, "Hey, if you had a visual Monarch with 5 incomplete dominants in it given to you, would you shave your beard?" I said, "Yeah, 100%."
That's a big.
100%.
That's big.
Baby face.
Oh my! Like nothing. Just take it all off.
Hey, you seen them AI back when the Bigfoot and the gorilla was starting to be real popular?
Yes.
The one where he found that shaver and shaved himself bald. That'd be me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I did shine up the head today before the live, though.
There you go. I don't know, man. I'll be due pretty soon for a cut myself.
You know? Yeah, I was getting to be a long-haired hippie.
Yeah. It grows with the winter up here. My hair grows so fast, I can't keep on top of it. You know, it's bi-weekly a lot of times through the winter, and then in the summertime I can kind of stretch it to the 3-week mark, kind of, but even that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took about 3 inches off the beard last time I trimmed up, and I don't think too many people noticed, but
no.
I did. It was down here.
Yeah.
Figure I'd get rid of some split ends, you know.
Okay. Maddie, what are some other things? So, you know, a lot of reptile keepers have additional hobbies, right? They have additional things they're invested in. What are some other things that you hope to invest your time into as like kind of a accent more or less to the reptiles?
It could be anything.
Anything. Yeah, we just throwing out ideas there.
A good investment?
No, just a hobby that you have that's not reptiles.
Ooh. I do like photography.
Okay.
I'm a videographer for events. I do invest my time and money in that, and that kind of helps me pay for them. But I kind of want to do art more, kind of. I don't know if y'all seen the group chat. I do a lot of artwork.
Are you more a traditional like canvas style artist, or are you more of like a digital artist? You know, where you're designing, do logos
I do more digital.
Okay.
I use my handy dandy iPad and I can pretty much design anything. I do have a certification in that. I don't know. Hang on. I don't know if you guys seen it. I actually entered a contest that never happened, but you guys can see.
Yeah, I remember that.
Nice.
Spent a lot of time on that.
I did.
You want to show it up again, and I'll blow it up for everybody.
Yep.
There we go.
Wicked. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know the person. I don't know if you heard of Black Lake Reptiles. He's got the crazy. He's got the green trees, and then he's got the hognose. He's got a one-eyed ball python named Pebbles.
Nice. That's
he
cool.
was doing an art contest, and he said, if you draw something of his animals, any photo on his content of his, Instagram or whatever, the design will be used on merch. You can get a piece of merch, and it's a cash prize. There was a whole bunch of people. He has like 20,000 followers on each platform. It didn't really go the way that, I don't know. It went down the rabbit hole. Kinda. So nobody won. And nobody, I don't know. It kind of disappeared. The post disappeared. And
yeah, I think he gained too much traction, I believe, and he didn't want to follow through on his word. I remember that.
There was thousands and thousands. Well, not even thousands. I mean, like hundreds to thousands of people entering because they just it. But hey, I got me some practice.
There you go. Yeah. So, piggybacking off of the artistic aspect of yourself, do you see yourself ever changing like your logo or doing a rebrand or anything of that nature in the future? Do you think that that's something that you would do? Because I know that personally, my logo has changed twice already in a matter of less than a year. So
oh man, that's the name's definitely not gonna change.
Right.
Just the second shed reptiles means a lot because every single snake that comes through my doors or comes into my home, they shed out the old snake and they shed out new skin and they're healthier than ever. But the logo, yes, it definitely needs a rebrand because that picture is actually of one of my highway babies that we got from Daytona last year. I'll definitely be changing the logo, make it more formal, put some little artistic to that. Other than that, that's what I'll change.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I just figured I'd ask because when you're talking artistic and digital content and everything like that, a lot of times people get into the logo design. What does that mean for you? What does it look like? Are you looking to develop say maybe a little side thing where you help design logos for people or things like that? It's kind of a when you do the digital stuff, you kind of get thrown into that. Hey, do you do that stuff too?
Yeah. Yeah. There's just just exploring what I can do. I even farm and pet sit for reptile owners. I also do that as well. I'm kind of all over the place. I multitask and.
Gotcha. Now, when you multitask, do you feel like you short yourself in other areas, maybe, or is that something like you feel like you kind of handle that adversity really well?
I pretty much handle it pretty well. you know, the photographer videos, they come on weekends.
Cool.
The farm and pet sit, they only come during holidays. So it's not very active during, it's the
Right.
beginning of the year. Nobody's
Yeah.
going on vacation right now.
Right.
So I have a big rabbit hole that big gap that I could fill up with, what I need to do for these guys, what I need to do. Just I'm balancing myself out throughout, so I'm not getting, overwhelmed with 2 things, 3 things, 4 things at once. So I'm just taking it one step at a time.
For sure. Yeah. It definitely systematic.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I figured I kind of, you say you're got your hands in everything, and I know from somebody who typically does have a lot going on, things can get overwhelming at times. You're like, oh my goodness, I just got home from working a day job, and now I got to go clean rats. And then not only do I got to clean the rats, then I got to come in here and make sure these guys are good because I was supposed to freshen humidity or check waters or, things like that. So you start to stack things up. And I know that when you breed your own rodents, that does add a whole nother full-time job basically to your docket. Pretty much. It really does.
I'm a rat breeder that has snakes. That's
yeah, it feels like it sometimes. You could have 100 litters of rats to your to 2 clutches of snakes. You play the long game with the snakes when your rats are just they're so prolific. It's just
right.
Oh my goodness. Right.
Yeah. So I posted that comment from Big D's Pythons. That was actually up on Instagram. So he said check out Target too when they have their sales. Okay. I don't know what kind of chain stores you have near you, but any place like that where you can find huge solution.
Yeah, we typically we have a lot of diversity here, being in the Midwest and everything, especially for like bedding material. We got a lot of farm and tractor stores. We have hardware stores. We have local feed stores that really help us get our rodent food and stuff. You get it at a discount when you buy in bulk, and everything of that nature. Which I actually got to place an order with Brewbaker. I'm behind the mark there on that.
Yeah, I just went. They actually started keeping our rat food, the pellets and stuff in stock.
Nice.
4 or 5 bags always. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you should be able to just call before you decide to go. They'll tell you what they have.
Gotcha. Yeah, I usually only buy them in like 2 or 3 bags at a time because it's supplemental to the other stuff that I do. Oh, we know you're breeding at a way up here. I'm like, I'm
bag week.
Yeah, I'm way down here. Thin. I'm all the way down to the floor because I'm not breeding my rodents. Not yet. So I'm all the way down there.
Yeah. Are you restricted on your rodent breeding, or like you can only do certain types?
I'm pretty restricted now. I think once we get the building or the other side done, then we'll make a decision on that. But realistically here, it's really hard to get feeders here. For example, if we want to go, because we kind of live in a rural, wow, I can't even say it. We live in the middle of nowhere. The closest store is about 10 minutes away, and that's a dollar store. We don't have anything like reptile wise for example, wild things. It's 45 minutes one way, and that's our cheapest rats. Literally, we'll pay like $60 for like 11 of them. 11 frozen thawed. Yeah, it's insane.
That hurts.
Yeah. And then we have Ace Hardware. They even sell rats, but it's over $100 for 3 small frozen thawed rats. I know.
in the wrong business. I need to be shipping my stuff down there.
Right? Good night.
No.
Clean up. Shipping to Florida. Woo.
And in the other direction, there is another one, literally 45 to 50 minutes away, and they charge $5 for a small.
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
seems to be the big box store style price.
Yeah, have you tried like the Rodent Pro and stuff like that? He said the box store.
I have mixed feelings about Rodent Pro just because I have a few friends that experience some bad shipments and then them killing their animals.
Lane Labs is another good one. Cold Blooded Cafe.
Yeah.
That Cold Blooded Cafe is actually based in Indianapolis, so they're right up here with us.
Okay.
They're a good one. They ship quite often. Lane Labs is probably your most like prolific, right next to Rodent Pro, where you can get promo codes and discounts. Or if you bide your time and hit up your boy over here, Mr. Satchmo, he may put you on game sometime.
Yeah. So we're still. I've got to find a good place to source my dry ice.
Yeah.
I do that. I will be shipping rodents.
Nice.
Nice. I think I've looked at all those websites. I talked to who is it? Justin in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of hooked me up with,
I
go up. Yep. I hooked up with him, and I want to switch all of my breeders to ASFs. And also I needed a live ASF anyway for Wendy because she's being a turd about that.
Yeah,
Calypso's
she was a turd for me.
ASF all day. Let's go.
Yeah. Calypso's been nothing but great. Nothing but great. But Wendy, she's like, no. But I talked to him. He said, charge me any size ASF for $3. It's just an hour 30-minute drive. I was like, hey, that's worth it.
Especially
get you a little starter colony.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I want to get my money's worth at least. Fill up my freezer.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And also I have the Volta, and then I have my boyfriend's snake. She's 10 this year. She's been on the older side. She's just a pet. She eats the same size as the older, bigger female, so she eats a small.
So you got that Volta on small rats?
Right no, medium. She's on medium.
I was just say that cannot be a small snake. There's no shot. The pictures you took of her, she's like doubled over, hanging like from one hand.
Yeah, she's
super long.
The lady that I got from her, I pretty much, I think I stole her from her. Her husband was eyeballing one of the pies that we had, and I was eyeballing her. She's massive. She's huge. And she's like, you know what? How about we do a swap? I mean, she's right down the road. If anything were to happen, we can still talk to each other. She's got exotic animals, crazy stuff. She's got a fox in her backyard. It's cool. So we made the swap and took her home, brought her here, and she said that she eats sometimes medium to large rats, but I'm gonna stick her with medium because she looks like she's really round.
Yeah. Does she have the indent on her backbone?
Yes.
Like a crease?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a little bit of beast then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Packing a little heavy. Just try to slim her down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we've been working towards. At least get her down to a medium rat every now and then. I wish I could do like a research paper. I wish I was in school. I could do a research paper between the difference between regular ball pythons and voltas. She does not go off of food. She eats every single time. It is so awesome because these guys, they got a toxic trait over here. of going off of food, but she's solid. We only have one other snake that will let you like put your hand over her head. She does it no problem. She does not care. You can, pet her like a little puppy. You can do anything. She's so chill.
Yeah.
And she's 4. She'll be 5 this year.
She probably handled very well.
Yes.
Very, very well habituated. That's,
yes.
That's a good one. For sure.
Yes. She's a good girl.
I think that's for you, Garrett.
Yeah.
I think that's for Garrett.
Speaking of Mr. Dirty Bay, how's that clutch doing? Your wicked brain hurt clutch. The one that I get lost in the genetics every time you tell me what they are.
It's more the mouthful. John can't chew it.
Yeah. As soon as he rattles it off, and I'm like, oh my goodness! They look amazing. They looked amazing on New Year's. They were phenomenal, hands down. That's great. That's good to hear. I'm glad that they're doing good. Yeah. For sure.
So he's got some more snake and tail to do next time he comes up because.
Okay.
Yeah. He had some in the egg skin still.
Oh,
I'm waiting on.
Have they shed fully? All of them?
Not yet. I don't think. No, they just come out not that long ago.
Yeah.
You've still got probably just around 5 days or so.
Yeah.
One shed.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So you have your incubator set up. Is it plugged in? Is it set up? Are you running tests to check your parameters on it?
We had to get like a little what is it? A thermostat for it. That was the only thing that was missing. And then we test ran it a couple times, and it's working solid. I actually got it good. Yes, 100%. Good. And the thermostats, it's accurate. I want to get the thing that you have, Carl. Like what you see on your phone. Yes.
The GoV.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually gonna place an order on those because I really like those.
I've got quite a bit bigger of an incubator than what you'll be working with, so the 3-pack should probably be all right for you.
Okay.
I've got like 9 in mine.
Okay. All right.
I've got them all over the place, and I've got one in each egg box. I'm just because this is my first season using it. I want to dial it out and look at everything, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't need another fan or You
hear this guy over here talking smack about how he can keep razor thin margins in less than 0.4 degrees in that incubator, and he's over here saying, I still want to feel it out.
I do. I want to feel it out. I want to make sure nothing's going to happen with it.
Oh man, you're crazy.
So yeah, I mean, quite literally, I'm super impressed with it. Of course, I over-engineer everything up here, right? 100%. If I build something, I think about it 10 times longer than I ever do take building it. So, I got this thing lined out. I got I didn't even show you, but on that GoV app, I put GoV strip lights in there so I can turn the lights on and off by my phone.
Oh, that's cool.
Change the color. We had it lit up for Christmas. We had it lit up for New Year's. So yeah, it was cool.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I've just been impressed thoroughly so far because quite literally 0.4 degrees difference. That's all the variance I have.
Wow.
In that whole incubator from top to bottom, that's all the fluctuation there is, period. So
that's very cool.
So what are you thinking hatch medium wise? What are you going to go with? You obviously your goal is to produce this year, to breed. So those are those things you got to consider. Are you going to go hatch right trays and Stairlight tubs? Are you going to go, a different alternative? Are you going to do press and seal? No press and seal? You got those. All of those things are factors. Everybody does it different. What do you think your preferred method would be?
I've been looking at Orbeez.
Okay.
I have a couple people that have used Orbeez successfully, and I literally have my hands on. I can get my hands on it easier because the nearest Walmart or garden center is about 45 minutes away from me. So something I can get locally. Oh yeah, you use them too, don't you?
No, Carl does. Yeah, Carl.
Oh,
yeah, Carl
he's on this side for me.
Oh, is he? Okay. I was going to say, he's like,
it's John keeps pointing over here, and I'm over here.
I got you. Yeah. No, yeah, Carl does use Orbeez. I just run straight water in the bottom. But I also don't use hatch right trays. Nothing against them. They look great. They work great for some. I didn't invest into them. I just use egg crating light diffuser panel. You just cut it out, and you can buy a 4x8 sheet, and then you can trim them to size to fit in your Sterilites. You stack them about 3 high, and you fill it up to the top of the second one, and you're as long as your water never touches your eggs, you're fine as far as that goes. You can do it that way, but the Orbeez kind of it gives you a little bit more comfort in knowing that your water is never going to touch, because that is something that you kind of got to perfect with water being in the bottom of that tray. You don't want it to slosh around. Somebody comes up, bumps it, something of that nature. It'd be
yeah. So there's a lot of people that use the egg tray or the light diffuser that he's talking about over top of a damp sponge. And I've heard 1,000 different theories. People are worried about, that sponge is going to grow mold and blah, blah, blah. Well, you use distilled water in your egg boxes and you have clean sponges. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, for 55, 60 days, I don't think you're going to grow anything real nasty unless you introduce something nasty to the box. My first season, I did like John, straight water, but I used the hatch right trays. I stumbled upon some 6-quart shoebox style tubs that the hatch right trays fit in perfectly. Like, they do not wiggle around at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and used straight water that way, and I found myself being like a little weirded out by it, because I thought, man, I'm going to trip or shake it and jostle it and splash water all over the eggs. So I just wanted something in there to where it wasn't splashing water around. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give these Orbeez a shot. And so far, I've had 2 clutches on Orbeez. I've not had an issue with it. I've got a clutch of 10 in there now on Orbeez. No problems. And it seems like the more sterile you set up your egg boxes, the least issue I've had with mold. And I don't know. Yep. You'll still get a little fuzzy stuff on an egg if it dies out, but it doesn't seem like it runs rampant,
Yeah.
So
usually it molds from inside out. So you'll start to fuzz up on the outside as the inside really starts to get rancid. So if you do what most people like, what a lot of people do, where when the snake first lays and the eggs are still kind of malleable and you can kind of peel them apart and set them individual, mark the tops on all of them, candle every single egg. There's a lot of people that do it that way. That way they can lay them out individually. That way, if one does go bad, they can just take it out.
Right.
And then they're good.
I don't do that myself. I just make sure it doesn't touch the walls of the tub.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do have the egg trays and they do have the little divots, but as long as they fit inside the box, I don't split anything up.
Yeah, well, you got the risk of tearing the egg too, and if you tear the egg, then you're trying to like take antifungal powder over it to try to like give it like a shield, and then you can't even promise that egg's going to make it because the albumin starts just kind of running everywhere, and it can be nightmarish.
Yeah,
the only time you really need to do that is with the big clutches. You know, you got your like 13 egg clutches, your 10 egg clutches that are like monster eggs that are stacked up real high. Then you would need to kind of peel them down and kind of get them a little bit more flat.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I had to do. I had 2 eggs that were kind of detached, and then I had one that was kind of kicked off to the side. So I had to separate that one. And then I got 3 eggs in one box and the other 7 in another box. But they kind of fit that narrow line, you know, and they don't touch the sides or anything. So
nice. Yeah. Now, Carl, do you use press and seal on the top?
Yes, I do.
Just latch. Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't buy like the sealing. They're just cheap dollar store boxes is what they are. They do have they're not just the snap-on lid. They've got the locks.
Yeah.
So I do like that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm afraid the hatchlings are going to get out or anything, but I just like it because it secures the lid on there and I can carry it better, it seems like. And I do use the press and seal as well. And that just helps drive that humidity home, you know. I put about 2 layers of the Orbeez. You got 1 layer and then another layer on top of it. I set my egg tray in there and I'll pour just a little bit of water. I'd say probably a 1/4 cup of water or 1/2 cup of water, something along that lines in on top of the Orbeez. And then I'll put my eggs in there and I throw humidity and thermometer puck in there, put my press and seal on, cap it with a lid. I use painter's tape to mark the clutch number and all the pertinent information, the expected hatch date and things like that on the outside of the tub. And then in the incubator, they go for 55 days. About day 50, I'll kind of vent that press and seal a little bit, but that's the only time I'll really look at them. They just do what they do. And then closer to day 55, I'll start peeking in there every day just to see if I got any pips, you know, a couple times a day. I usually like to watch a couple of them pip before I do any egg cutting. So if they run out to day 60, I'm fine with that.
Yep. The only other thing that I will say with the light diffuser sheet, make sure you like deburr your edges. So like when you trim it, make sure you get that as flush and as like not jagged as possible, because if a baby snake crawls out, it can cut itself. If you have any kind of jagged edge, you want it to be as smooth as you possibly can get it. That I think that's a lot of the reason why people are getting away from the diffuser tray, like the diffuser sheets, is because of that risk.
Right.
You know,
that's why I went ahead and bought the easy hatch trays out the gate. Just because I didn't want to mess with it. I pay for convenience. Remember, I mean, that's a conversation we've had.
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
And the thing of it is, yeah, they're kind of expensive when you order them outright, and sometimes you can find them used from people, and they'll ship them to you and whatnot. But that's an item. If you plan on doing this, you're going to have that thing forever.
Yeah.
Right.
So that $10 a tray or whatever it is, you know, that's the only $10 you'll have to spend on that. It's not going anywhere.
At $10 for one tray, it hatches 10 clutches of eggs, or you know whatever have you. You sell one snake out of that 10 clutch, those 10 clutches, you've paid yourself back probably 5 times over with one snake sold.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you gotta think long-term investment, spend the money for the convenience, like Carl said, get your system in place that works for you, because everybody does it different. Put it in place and stick to your guns. Modify and adapt as time changes, because there may be something that you can add in later that provides more of a convenience for you that may work a little bit better. I was old school perlite through my first clutch. Actually, the snake that Carl's got was hatched on perlite. And she did great, phenomenal. That next season, I had saw where people just did water in their boxes, and that's what I did, because I had a horrendous. So Carl's clutch, and then I did perlite again that second season, and I had a terrible yield. I hatched nothing. All of my eggs dried out because I had such bad humidity. That perlite was so dry. Yeah, look at it. Isn't that thing just so beautiful? Oh, so proud of that one. He got my hold back because I was like, I really don't need to hold on to another snake. And I showed him, and I was like, if all the snakes that I have in this clutch, this is the one that I would want to have. And he's like, I want that one.
So I'm going to see if he'll hold her head. So it's got a 3 right there.
Oh, yeah.
Praise hell, praise hell.
There you go. Yeah. Dirty Bay left a comment about chlorhexidine. Carl, I know that's something that you use.
So I use both chlorhexidine and F10 SC, and I actually like the F10 a lot better, especially when cleaning rat bins. It seems like it neutralizes the smell and gets things cleaner.
Gotcha.
But the downside to both of them is they both have 10-minute contact time. So you have to spray it. It's got to sit on that bin for 10 minutes before it kills anything.
Yeah. And that's the antifungal aspect of it. It is the big one. And that's any antibacterial, any antifungal. There's nothing that you spray that doesn't require a 10-minute wait window. Like, there's some pre-mixed stuff, alternatives that you can buy.
Nothing you can spray and it's safe for the snakes.
That and effective at mitigating the fungal aspect of it. You want it to do what it's intended to do and take care of all of that in the grand scheme of things. So I agree. Just finding the proper cleaning tools, have your infrastructure really like hammered out hardcore, because that's what's going to make it better for you in the the whole snapshot. If you have a system for, like you said, a system for quarantine, a system for incubation, a system for cleaning, and you work through them and modify them as necessary, you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I actually get to enjoy my snakes real time. This is not work. This is not so exhausting. I actually get to sit down, hold a snake, play snake and tail, watch some live streams, or keep them in the back, or hop on, and I don't feel so overwhelmed with things that are going on. So.
Right.
But okay, we'll flip it to you, Maddie. Do you have any questions? Anything?
Okay. One question's for when they pip. I know I see a whole bunch of people like leave them alone, but like I do see a lot of people like cut the eggs. Is that like a requirement, or is it like if there's like a state of emergency for them, or is there something going on? Like,
it's absolutely not a requirement, but a lot of people will tell you that they do that just in case there is an umbilical wrapped or twisted off, things like that. And there's even some talk of, now that we've been cutting eggs so long, you know, for 30 something years, we've been breeding ball pythons, probably longer than that. But for the last 30 something years, we've been doing that and cutting eggs. They say that now some snakes are coming out without egg tooths, which I've not experienced.
Right.
I don't know anybody who can tell me it's definitely happened to them. I've seen some not pip on their own and laying the egg and die. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
happened, but that's usually due to some other cause, right? There's something that's making that baby not be able to thrive,
Right.
Right.
whether it be deformity or whatever.
I was going to
So
say
here's
egg tooth malformation. Yeah, that's a big one for reasons why they cut eggs, but also too. I mean, I'll be honest, curiosity. A lot of people do it because they're curious. They're just like, hey, I just want to know what that snake's going to look like. Let me cut that open. You know,
So you read Dirty Bay's comment there. He's had that happened on New Year's. He did have one wrapped, but he had to kind of tuck its head away and fix it.
Yeah.
Now you can manipulate that baby inside the egg and visually see that it's all right, and still leave it in the egg.
Yes. Yeah. Don't pull it out.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
let it come out. But sometimes it's so wrapped that you do have to actually remove it. And a lot of people do that. You know, they don't want to see anything that you raise or have laid and hatch or whatever to perish. And I understand that. And then there's a lot of people that are like, you know, natural selection. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So it really depends on where you land with it morally.
Okay.
You know, and what you decide to do. But regardless, I would suggest talking to somebody who has cut eggs.
Okay.
Because there's things you can do, like you can trim that eggshell and leave the sac intact to where you're not opening it up, and you know they break through the sac and then come out, right?
Right.
So
that's the pinch technique. You pinch the egg skin and you take a pair of like shears, like scissors, and you just cut it off that way. There are some people that do razor blades, like single razor blade edge, and they're pretty crafty. I don't have steady enough hands for that. I will scissor it all the way.
Yeah,
100% scissor it all the way. But again, it comes down to personal preference. If you don't want to cut it because you don't trust yourself, don't.
Okay.
You don't have to. But if you want to because you're curious, or you want to because you're thinking morally, hey, this is going to be right by the animals, do it. The other reason why most people keep open windows on their incubators is so they can watch and stare. You know, it's convenience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got Batman comes on all the time, and he doesn't actually have a window where he can view his snakes as they come out of their eggs or nothing. Like he has.
Yeah, he incubates in what's I think they call it a water bath cooler.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he has water in the bottom of it, and he has a rack that the boxes sit on, and he's got heaters down in the water, and that raises the water temperature, which heats the air. Creates humidity because it's full of water. So he doesn't have to worry about the perlite and all this other egg media and stuff like that. He just has to have a lid that's on his trays or on his boxes. So the incubator itself provides the humidity and the heat, and they rebound because it's warm water. When you open the lid and look at them and close the lid, the internal ambient temperature rebounds so much faster because you've been around, you know, like the ocean. When the ocean's cold, the air's cold. When the ocean's warm, the air's warm.
Yep. Yeah, it's a fascinating alternative because I was like, we're showing off our incubators and stuff, and we're like, oh, look, I got this big Coke fridge that's been converted. It's got this display and all this. And you're like, oh, this is awesome. I get to sit and watch my eggs hatch and everything. And then he's like, I don't do that, but I have success. And I'm like, it's cool to see the way that people go, the routes people take. There's so many alternative options available, and still be successful. No one person has it 100% right all the time. And like Carl said, continue to be a student no matter what. You're learning every day, no matter how many years you've been in. There's no person that's writing the hey, you need to follow this path because this is going to get you to the glory. There's just not. Everybody has different quirks and different things that get them to where they want to be in life.
Right.
Yeah. And I'd like to add too, that's kind of why I decided to actually start doing this with John, is to get on here, have fun, hang out, talk to people, and learn stuff. Right? So there's a lot of people that I'll have on that have way more experience, and even some that have way less, and they've got an idea or something, and I'm going to learn. So I love it. And we also talk about different species, not just ball pythons. We had Kat on here, and we had Will
talking scorpions. That was cool. I give credit to the squirt. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're about here. We like to learn, talk, hang out, real casual. So
Yep. If you had to pick another species to keep alongside your ball pythons, what would you choose?
Indigos.
Granted, I was gonna say, granted, you're in Florida, so you got to pick something that's not invasive. So you can't have the big stuff, obviously.
I mean,
okay, we'll ask that question 2 ways.
I mean, what they don't know won't hurt them.
Listen, I'm just gonna say we're a very public forum. Our information is
so
right there.
We'll ask you 2 ways.
There you go. Yeah.
Given where you live right now, what would you choose and why? And if you were able to relocate somewhere to where you could get anything, what would you get then in that case, and why?
I would love to have a burn ball. If I could relocate anywhere but Florida, anywhere but Florida, I would love to get one. And just, I don't know, I feel like the burn balls are going to be the next big thing. I love, that one guy who's breeding them. Who is it? Eternal
Morphs.
Yes.
Eternal Morphs.
Yes.
Yeah,
he shows them off and tells everybody so much about them. Like, they're gonna take over. This just amazing species. You got the size and the color of a ball python, and you got the intelligence of a Burmese, and they're just it's just a great combo.
And they look fabulous. Period.
The pattern is insane.
Yeah. So I definitely have noticed that, like, before all the mixing of species and all that stuff, were definitely like a taboo thing. They don't want to do it, and even today in the king snake and the colubrids, the guys that do all the herping and stuff, that's like a taboo. You don't mix a California with a Florida king snake. You just don't do it. Right. But hybridization is in a whole, I think, has taken more popularity here recently.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Green trees and carpets.
Yeah, Carpondros. Carpondros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I saw some. Who was it? Osborne had some, and he has some that are 75-25. They're wicked. They are wicked looking.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for those of you watching, I'd like to draw your attention down to the bottom. See the scrolling banner? We've got Operation Deeds Not Words. It is live. It went live this past Sunday, the 1st. So, and if you would like to support wounded veterans, and they also do support, the police, the fire, all the first responders, go over to fatmannation.com. They have a couple different tiers for donation. You can just purchase the one shirt. You can up your game, spend $250 and get you a black special edition shirt. And then you can up your game even more and spend $500 and you get a few more trinkets and a black or two. I think you get two. It's either 2 or 4. I can't remember shirts. And with that $500 donation, so it's definitely a good good cause, and I would like to see a lot of people support that. They're going to be taking the proceeds and directly donating it. We need to have Sammy up here because he goes out there with Chris, and they go to donate this and make a big cash donation all at once, and it goes to buying, the things that these veterans need to get around. Maybe they've lost a leg or they have some sort of mobility issues, and it just helps out greatly. So again, just head on over to thefatmannation.com, check it out, and if you don't feel like purchasing a shirt or anything like that, and you just got a couple bucks to donate and you still want to do something, you can do that as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Carl, G Paul's wife said that he sent you a picture. About something. Yep. No, we're still all right. Audio. And I will say this. I did have a phone call with G Paul before we got on the live here today. I did send him some stickers. So I will claim credit. I am first on his incubator. Just saying. Yeah. Void Century Serpents all the way. Let's go. Yeah. I will say this, guys. I do have plenty of stickers to send out. If you guys do reach out to me, shoot me addresses, I'll start sending things out, some stickers and some other things. I did hit that 1,000 mark and we did do the giveaway. I have not got with those winners. I do need to get with you guys. If you guys are watching, please know I am going to be with you guys shortly to get your guys' merch items ordered. That way we can get you guys repping the Void Century merch. Strongly promote, support everyone here. If we have merch links, check us out. If you guys reach out to us, you guys want to do sticker exchanges, let us know. If you guys want to hop onto the live stream, let us know. We would love to have you. We'd love to run advert so that we can have you on so that people can tune in so they can listen to what you have to say. Just reach out to us. We are a network of supportive people. We want to hear from you. We want to interact with you guys.
Yep, absolutely.
He said it's sitting next to his recliner. That's even better. Now you can watch his eggs hatch right next to his recliner.
Absolutely.
And they have more stickers as well. Obviously, in the comments, Rivens Forge has some more stickers to give out. So reach out to him. They are really cool stickers. I'm just saying they did very well on their sticker making. It turned out very nice. Well, guys, we're coming up on the last few minutes here. Maddie, we're gonna flip the script to you, let you get some final comments here.
Right?
Throw us a little outro for yourself.
Huh. Well, I appreciate coming on here. I guess I'll be moving up there so I can have some nice species. No, it's not even. It's crazy because okay, so we live in front of a zoo, so people can have lions, tigers. You can. I don't know if you can hear it. If I would have to step outside, you can hear them roaring at night, every single night.
That's awesome. Can you see the giraffes like over the tree line? That is like my all-time dream is to own a giraffe and like have it on the back edge of my property, and I see his head kind of like pipping over the trees. I think that'd be fascinating. And I'd name him, what is it, Jeffrey, like the Toys R Us giraffe. I'm just saying. That is, for all those people out there, Toys R Us kids, Jeffrey the giraffe all day.
It was like if someone can have like a whole bunch of lions, why can't we have exotic noodles? I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm moving up there.
Yeah, well, you have to put up with more snow, but
hey, I've only got to see snow once, and that wasn't even like the powder, like it was like rock solid, and I got hit with that in the face by somebody that claimed to make a snowball. It was an ice ball.
Sleet. She had sleet down there. Oh goodness. Listen, there's categories of snow up here. You have the soft fluffy stuff, you have the big sticky stuff, you have the sleet, the ice like stuff, you have the slushy mix stuff. Indiana is like, wait 5 minutes, the temperature is going to change. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
No, like the wind chill on Saturday night, early Sunday morning was 9 degrees. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I want Florida back. I miss my hurricane.
She said 9 degrees.
She said I miss my hurricane.
I miss my hurricanes. Bring my hurricanes back.
Us Midwesterners, we'll sit out on the front porch, drink a beer, and watch tornadoes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Lawn chair in the front yard. Let's go. All day.
We like to have little parties for the hurricane parties. When we lose power, we get that generator and we get everybody go over. Don't know what we'll eat. Nobody has power. So we get like a whole bunch of beans and rice. And we do that.
Ramen noodles. Can't never go wrong. Classic ramen noodles.
Yeah, buddy.
That's funny. Awesome. Yeah, we've started cooking outside. I don't know if y'all seen my post or like the chats. My father-in-law has a YouTube channel, and he's almost cooking, Have Fire Will Cook, and he is almost to 600 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, comment on one of his videos, because he's really wanting to get to 600 subscribers.
Cool.
He's at 567 so far.
Yeah, I think I told you my TikTok and my Snapchat started out nothing but outdoor cooking, smoking, and on the Blackstone with the griddle and all that. So yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah, we love cooking around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Indiana, we fry everything. If you can't fry it, you can certainly smoke it. That's right.
Karina, Have Fire Will Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, Have Fire Will Cook. Yes.
Awesome. All right.
Well, yeah. So coming up, John, you didn't know about this, I don't think, because it happened after you left the live last night. But
you're going on on Sunday, right? Yeah, G Paul game.
No, No, we that is happening, but for us, Monday we've got another guest.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. So it was Blevins Ball Pythons, I believe is the name.
Okay. All right. We're getting some traction. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, he popped on for a little bit. Let me see if I can pull him up real quick.
I see him in the chats sometimes, and in the comment
Yeah,
section.
he is in the chats all the time. So yeah,
then
Blevins Ball Pythons. That's probably backwards.
Yeah,
but that's on
it's backwards.
IG.
But yeah, give him a shout, give him a follow. We'll have him on Monday, this coming Monday. Definitely looking forward to that. For sure. We'll run advert probably tomorrow, Wednesday. We're trying to get the ball rolling. You know, we're obviously in a new platform here. A little bit of growing pains, but we're getting through it. I think it's been a pretty good transition so far from our traditional IG stuff. Thankful to all you guys for sticking with us. Thankful to all you guys for supporting us. We love you guys. We want to keep this going, keep this rolling. Please give us a like, give us a follow. We're working towards something big, and we want you guys to be a part for sure.
Yeah. So I believe I got him right there in the comments now, so you can go check him out. So yeah, we Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 8th, I believe it is.
Yeah, it popped in as our background. He ran the image as our background on the screen. There you go. Yep.
Okay. So this is Behind the Scales podcast. I know it shows up a little funny on YouTube. Season 1, episode 3. I'll be going on. I was U.S. Army, and that's Sunday, March 8th, 2026, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we couldn't get the clip to play and load. I think we need to do some finagling on that, try to figure out how to get that done. Growing pains. Yep. But we've got it. I'll be on there. And I don't know if you guys have watched any of G. Paul's shows yet. Somebody link that YouTube to the chat if you could, please. There's some really, really moving stuff there, and it's all about mental health. A lot of the people that he's had on so far has been a military veteran of some shape or form. I believe the last guy he had on specializes in mental health counseling, and he's done some work, providing homes for homeless people and giving them services and direction, and it's pretty moving stuff, and it lets people know that you're not alone. Everybody's got their struggles, and I think he's got a good thing going for him. So, like I said, I'll be joining him Sunday, and then the next day we'll be back here again, doing our Monday live.
Oh yeah.
Also, I think periodically over on the TikTok front, Dirty Bay and myself are going to be doing some lives. I think John said he was going to try to get on and do some lives on TikTok.
Let's start getting that market rolling. I'm for it. Let's do it.
Yeah. I like to get on there and clean some snakes and talk some mess. So
and I do want to highlight everybody real quick. If you guys didn't pay attention, Mr. Satchmo over here is repping the Void Century merch. I'm just saying. It's some quality stuff right there. What's up, Big Worm? It's good seeing you, bud. Peep the fit. That's where it's at, right there. Tap in. Yep. Yeah. You guys, I will repair. I will say this. I will repair the link on Instagram. It is damaged for some reason, so you cannot go directly from my IG to my merch shop. But if you copy the URL and then paste it into another browser, you're able to do it that way. It does work. I just got to get some verification things done. That way it can link it again. Had some issues with IG lately, but I will get that rectified and we will be good to go. So Carl, I'll flip it back to you for some closing statements, and then we can wrap.
Man. Just keep focused. I think that's been kind of the mantra today. Find your focus and make a good solid plan and stick with it. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight.
Perfect. Yeah. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Carl, you said Blevins Ball Pythons will be on. Pay attention. Watch for the ad space to pop in. Satchmo will be on Sunday with G-Paul. Definitely looking forward to that. Tune in there. Follow your groups. Keep giving into your support systems and invest in the communities around you. We love you guys. We want to see you guys back here again on Monday, and let's take this stuff to that next level. Let's make Reptiles the group that people want to be a part of.
Yeah. And then right there is G-Paul's link in the comments. That's for Behind the Scales. I believe that was his last episode. Go catch up. Catch up if you've not watched it.
For sure.
Hopefully you'll figure something out for yourself. Hopefully it'll touch something inside you and let you know you're not alone in any of your struggles. So I believe that's pretty much it for tonight. Unless you got anything else you want to add, Maddie.
All good here.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming on. Everybody have a good night. And keep on going.
Yep. Take care.
No, you too.